Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today we are talking about identifying change and cash. We are continuing our money unit, and I love talking about money because you are going to be using money every single day for the rest of your life. As you grow up, when you go get a job, you're going to want to use your money to buy things that you want. You might even have experience with using money now whenever you go out to the grocery store, if you get money for your birthday, or if you get change for doing your chores around the house, or if you find a quarter on the ground. You have experience with money, and money is something that you use every single day. So it's super important for us to know. So we're going to do a quick review of our coins. We reviewed them more in detail already. First, we have our penny. Our penny is our least valued coin at 1 cent. It is the only copper colored coin that we have. It has our President Abraham Lincoln on it. He was our 16th president, and we also have the Lincoln Memorial on the back. He is also the only coin that is facing the right way instead of the left way. So this is our smallest valued coin, but it is not the smallest coin, which can be misleading. Next, we have our nickel. Our nickel is worth 5 cents. It is a silver color. We have two variations of the nickel. We have a new variation, which is Thomas Jefferson's face looking more towards us. And then we have the older variation, which is Thomas Jefferson's side profile. He was our third president. And on the back, we have Monticello, which is actually where he lived. And as you get older, in our school, you're actually going to get a chance to go see Monticello because it's not that far from where we live. So the nickel is worth 5 cents, but it is not the smallest silver coin, okay? It's actually the medium-sized one. It's smaller than a quarter, bigger than a dime, bigger than a penny, and it's worth 5 cents. It's also very thick. When you turn the coins over, you can see that it's thicker than the dime. It's thicker than the penny. So the nickel's worth 5 cents. Next, we have the dime. The dime is actually the smallest coin. It is worth only 10 cents. It has our President Franklin Roosevelt on it, and he is facing sideways so we can see his side profile. The dime is worth 10 cents, which is 2 nickels or 10 pennies, okay? It would take 10 of these to equal $1. So even though this is the smallest coin, it's actually worth more than the nickel, which is 10 cents. So don't let the size confuse you, okay? The dime is actually worth 10 cents, not 5, not 25, but 10. Next, we have our quarter, which is worth 25 cents. It is our largest coin that we talk about, and it has our President George Washington on the head side, and it has our national bird on the back side, which is an eagle. And then also quarters are really cool because they have different types of quarters, which are called like state quarters. They're all still worth 25 cents. They all have George Washington on them. But on the back side, on the tail side, they have different pictures of things that have to do with that state. And actually people collect these, and you could actually start a coin collection. I had a quarter collection when I was little, and I collected a bunch of the different state quarters and kept them in like this cool little like book. And it was really cool to see how they made the quarters differently. So that is our biggest coin. It's worth 25 cents. Let's talk more about some cash now. Whoop, whoop. We're going to talk about some cash, which I know is what you guys want to talk about, okay? First of all, we have our $1 bill. And this is the type of bill you're going to see the most in third grade. It has the President George Washington on it. He's also on our quarter. And this is the front side. This is the back side. It says the United States of America. These are just pictures of a dollar bill. And obviously, it's worth $1. Cash is very easy because it tells you how much it's worth on the corners, all 4 of them. Next, we have our $5 bill, which has Abraham Lincoln on it. And our new $5 bills have this giant purple 5 on them, and that's where you're going to mostly see $5 bills that you're dealing with. It has Abraham Lincoln on it, just like the penny. And he was, again, our 16th president. And these are worth $5. Really, you're going to deal mostly with $1 bills and $5 bills in third grade, just because we don't really go much above $5. Now, when you get into older grades, you are going to see larger bills and stuff on your SOL test. But in third grade, we stick to the smaller bills, which is the $1 bill and the $5 bill. Okay. We also have a $10 bill that looks like this. We have a $20 bill that looks like this. We have a $50 bill that looks like this. And we have a $100 bill that looks like this, okay? So let's talk about making a dollar with coins. When we are making a dollar with coins, we have to remember that a dollar is just 100 cents, okay? So everything less than $1 is going to get the cent sign beside of it, which is that C, and everything that is a dollar or more is going to get a dollar sign, and you're going to see the dollar sign more today. So if we were trying to make $1 with coins, it would take 100 pennies to make a dollar because a penny is worth 1 cent, and so it would take 100 of them to equal $1, which is a lot of pennies. Next, we have nickels, which are worth 5 cents, and it would take 20 of them to get to 100 cents. If you skip counted by fives, it would take you 20 times to get to $1. Crazy. Next, we have dimes. It takes 10 dimes to get to a dollar, which is a little bit less, and that's because they're worth more, okay? They're worth 10 cents a piece, so it only takes 10 of them. If you skip count by 10 times, you get $1 or 100 cents. Next, we have quarters. It takes 4 quarters to make a dollar. And if you're having trouble remembering that, remember it takes 4 quarters for you to buy ice cream at our school. So it takes 4 quarters to equal $1. Let's talk about how many quarters it takes to make other amounts of money. So 1 quarter is worth 25 cents. 2 quarters is worth 50 cents. 3 quarters is worth 75 cents. And 4 quarters is worth $1. Here you can kind of see what I'm talking about, the difference between the cent sign and the dollar sign. Here we have a cent sign because we are dealing with coins that are less than $1. But once you get to 100 cents, if you look carefully, if you took the decimal point out, you would see that this is $1. Now, we are using the dollar sign here, and this actually goes on the opposite side because we are saying, hey, now we're not dealing with coins, we're dealing with real money. We're dealing with more money, cash money, dollar bills, and we're going to want to put a dollar sign. Okay, everything below a dollar doesn't get a dollar sign because it's not worth $1. All right, so we have a dollar sign here. We have a 1 here, and we have our decimal point. Our decimal point is super duper important with money, okay? And we have zeros over here because we're at exactly $1. We're exactly 100 cents. If we added a penny to these 4 quarters and 1 penny, it would change this to $1 and 1 cent, and we would take out the 0 here and put a 1 there. All right, let's talk about counting up amounts of money. Here we actually have some cash mixed in with our change. It's pretty easy to count cash because you can see how much this is worth. This is $1, $2. So I know that I'm going to have $2, and then I need to count the change. So when I'm drawing my dollar sign, I'm going to draw my dollar sign first, then a 2, and then after I count the dollar amount, I'm going to put a decimal point, which is just a period, and I'm going to put my change out to the right side. All right, so let's count our change. We have 1, 2, 3 quarters, 2 nickels, and 1 penny. So we have 25. 2 quarters is 50. 3 quarters is 75. Now I'm going to switch to counting by fives. So we got 75. This would be plus 5, 80, plus 5 more, 85, plus 1. So our total is $2.86. Okay, so we had $2 here, which is where my dollars go. Then I have a decimal point to separate the dollars from the change. My change goes over here. My cents go over here. And I had 25, 50, 75. Then we counted by fives, 80, 85, 86. So we have $2.86 total. Next, we have another amount. Okay, here we have $1, $2, $3. So I'm going to draw my dollar sign first, then $3, then a decimal point, and now we're going to count the change to put out beside the decimal point. All right, we have no quarters, so we're going to start out with our dimes. We have 3 of them. Then we have 2 nickels. Then we have what looks to be 3 pennies. We have 1 kind of hidden right there. All right, let's count our dimes. 10, 20, 30, because those are worth 10. Next, we have to switch to counting by fives. This is where third graders' brains kind of get tripped up sometimes because Miss Weaver's brain can get tripped up here too. So make sure you be the boss of your brain and say, okay, we're not counting by tens anymore. We're counting by fives. So we're at 10, 20, 30. Now we're at 35, 40, 41, 42, 43. I think that this was actually just supposed to be 42. Yeah, and I think that I accidentally copied 2 pennies. So technically this would be $3.43. But because I messed up, I put 42 cents and I couldn't see the 2 pennies there. So we've got $3.42 or 43 cents, however you want to see it there. All right, now this is something a little bit different I want to talk to you about. What happens when we get to $1 and we're only using change? Same thing. You would start using a dollar sign because we are now over 100 cents. Okay, so we have 4 quarters here, which we know is $1. And then we have 2 pennies. So I'm going to put my dollar sign, and I'm going to put a 1 because I have $1, which is my 4 quarters. And I'm going to put a decimal point. Now, I do not have enough change to put a 1 here, but I still have to put something here. Okay, so I'm going to put a 0 there because I only have 2 cents. So I'm going to put $1 period, or a decimal point, a 0 here to show that we don't have anything in this tens place here, and then a 2 here because it is only worth 2 cents. Okay, so that is how you would write $1 and 2 cents. If you have something that's less than 10 cents, you're just going to put a 0 there because you have to put something there. You always have to have 2 numbers here in the change position. All right, last one we're going to do, we have a $5 bill, which is actually really easy to count because we can see that it has a 5 on it. So I'm going to put my dollar sign of 5 in the dollar place, then my decimal point, which is just a period, and then we're going to count our change. Okay, now we have a quarter, we have 2 dimes, and then we have 2 nickels. So we're going to start out with the quarter, which is 25 cents. 25, then we're going to count by the tens. 25, 35, 45. Now we're going to count by fives. 50, 55. So we have $5.55, which would look like this. A $5 here in the dollar place. Don't forget to include your dollar sign on this side, the left side, a decimal point, and then we have 55 cents in the cents place. All right, guys, I hope this video helped explain how to count cash and coins together. If you have any questions, watch the rest of my videos on this unit, or feel free to reach out and I'll be more than happy to help. Good luck, guys. Bye.